in the sky against the gradient, with my hand on its glass, and if the cover asks, the face reflected back seems alien. Oh, send the light, oh, send the past, little souls of light, in a world made of glass. We're ghosts in the light, we're ghosts in the past, little souls of light, in a world made of glass. We're ghosts in the light, we're ghosts unseen, awaiting my fate. 16, 16, 16, ghosts in the light. 16, 16, 16. Step in, the crimson's calling, generating no man's sky. We explore, we fight, proving our plight. We build and survive to stop the endless drift of endlessness, where 16 minutes feels meaningless. Mama says 19. Each lost ghost finds their light eventually.
16, for a minute it seems the end comes for each and every simple team. But you'll see the big scene. One soul, many players, traveler, anomaly formed from its creator. The atlas, essential to the life we know. It's crisis existential, creators let go. Universe is rampant, obsesses over fate. Great disconnection, now it's called a fate. Void mother says she coming, abyss to settle the score. 16 and 19, tell me who are you before? Tell me who are you before?
We're ghosts in the light, we're ghosts in the past, those souls of light, in a world made of glass. We're ghosts in the
Hey travelers, welcome back. I'm trying to figure, oh, I probably had my desktop audio playing through that whole thing. Hello,
Oops.
welcome back to Phantoms of the Fade. How's everybody doing? We're running a little late, but we got a quorum, so we're gonna play some D&D. Belt, you still with us?
I'm here.
Okay. So I'm going to do a recap as we get into it, but before we go, at the top of the episode, does anyone have anything they want to promote?
Yes. So, hold on. There's a lot of shit going on.
Bring up the whole calendar.
Right. So June 26th, I have a DM Q&A with all new faces and new friends in my server. And after that, more events headed towards summer and fall. You will also be expecting Saturday streams, and I will only solely be streaming D&D from this point on. So that's a new chapter of my streaming life.
Oh.
So yeah.
So no more
Expect to
games,
see-
huh? No more. So does Baldur's Gate 3 count?
That's what I was wondering.
It does, because it's D&D
Okay.
related.
Yay.
So I will still do map making streams, Baldur's Gate 3 streams, me chatting about D&D streams. Yes,
Very nice.
but I will primarily be doing D&D streams from
Gotcha.
this point on.
Awesome. Awesome.
I have one thing to whatever you call it, and
Promote.
it is that I have a new face.
You
So
do have a
enjoy
new
that.
face. And it shows up whenever you talk on stream. And then the next evolution is going to be your face is going to change every time you talk on stream. Alice, you have anything you want to promote?
No, not at the moment. No.
I have a couple of games to promote aside from this No Man's Sky TTRPG style game that we play over on Foundry every other Friday, with minor interruptions here and there. I also have a one shot we're hopefully going to finish in the near future called Ashes of Tomorrow, which is going to bring the gods back to Arendor a little bit. Also, we have I always mess up the first word. Killen's Fated Few. On Mondays, I play with Fargrim as a DM. I play Go, our Ninja Turtle. That's my group C. Alice, you also play in that, but you play on, I want to say Wednesdays.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesdays.
And then on Saturday, this coming Saturday, is going to be part 2 of Heartbound over at Solid 10 D&D. And I play Callan. Callum Brot Meadow. He's my favorite happy-go-lucky character who's just like so beautifully oblivious to everything. He's like the Page from 30 Rock. Love him. I also just started a TikTok. I don't know if anyone cares about that. It's at ghost.light.games. I've been having a lot of fun making little shorts and stuff, so you can check that out as well. And that's about it. Belt, you got anything you want to promote?
Well, I'm currently like redesigning my role-playing system for my universe, and I should be done with it by the end of the week, but I am not exactly sure yet, and I don't really have a place yet for Twitch in, but I guess if anybody would like to try, they could reach out to me, and yeah.
All right, great. They can find you either on our Discord or gosh, I can't think of how you spell your name on Twitch. Belisir?
Belisir, I guess.
Belisir, right?
Yeah.
All right, I just put that in the chat. So awesome.
Oh. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Let's do the intro.
Yes.
Phantoms of the fade drifting through the dark. Echoes call our names, pulling us apart. No way home, no path is laid. We remain phantoms of the fade.
Oh, no. I meant like I didn't know you were developing your own tabletop
Oh.
system. That was completely new to me. I'm actually hosting a DM Q&A next month if you'd like to join and talk about your project.
Next month?
Yeah. About
That's like
the
tomorrow?
Synergy.
I would do more role playing, but I don't have a significant other.
That's sad, dude. Like the way you said that was just like, damn.
My Batman suit is just hanging up, and I never get to use it anymore. Bless you.
I just realized I was muted for this whole thing. But with no safe path forward, you struck a deal with Texal, a smuggler with gnarled morals, to say the least, but with a boat, which is what you needed, in exchange for ferrying illegal goods past Dominion patrols and into the semi-lawless outpost of Brakith Sprawl. He agreed to help you reach civilization, or what's left of it. Now, under the cover of night and wary glances, you've reached your destination. I realize it's not night in the screen, but bear with me. Brakith Sprawl rises from the mists like a rusted wound, part city, part shanty town, lit by flickering neon and the occasional muzzle flash. Texal's contact awaits you in an antiquity shop tucked behind sagging stalls and scav tech vendors. The name on the placard gave you pause. Does anyone remember what the name said?
No.
It was one of those coal gags from the other side of the rift.
I
It
forgot
said-
what
One side
the
of the rift.
It was
card was name.
Peppervart's Antiquities.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what
In
Good for-
your reality, he was an envoy, a scholar of forbidden things, a keeper of truths not meant for public ears. Seeing him here alive, operating in this junk shop, just like another trader, would be strange enough. But what's still more unsettling is he seems to know who you are. The door opens, with that bell ringing. Past collide with the present. What secrets has Elroy buried in this place? What does he know of this galaxy's truth? The next chapter begins now.
Dun, dun,
By
dun.
the way, wasn't
Da,
it
da, da.
night time?
Yeah, it's. I just didn't want to have you in the shop right away. It's nighttime in the shop. So, as you entered, in the last episode, you made contact, and he said something like, "Spectral Vanguard, I've been waiting."
I'm gonna
Trying to
be
Why
think of
quiet.
it.
didn't you call?
I'm gonna be quiet because they said that over here they only know, what is it, vac spots. So I'm gonna be a little, bee boo.
Yeah, that's what that's. I'm
I'm
trying-
going to shift my body to where my body language shows that I'm listening to this person. I'm still, or I should say, I like to wear my full infiltrator suit. That way, no one knows that I'm a fleshy.
Yeah, I still have you down as having you being in your armor and Alice still being disguised as a Gek.
Oh, okay. I was
okay.
wondering about that. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
was
as
like,
far
am I
as
disguised?
Pepivar is concerned, he sees, Vax bots and Gek coming in. We also have
Okay.
Concordance, who's a Corvax, and Goldie, who I don't think Goldie's disguised as anything, right?
No, Goldie's
I don't
Goldie.
think so.
Yeah, Goldie's Goldie.
He's Goldie.
And
He's great.
Spider, don't be afraid. As a cook, I can find a purpose for you in case of fatal injuries.
Very comforting. Anyway,
Pepivar does say, It is very late. Can I
I'm sorry, Mom.
with something?
Can you fix birds of steel?
Birds of steel, you say? I'm afraid I don't understand.
You know, the ones that instead of saying "caw caw," say "Meow."
very spelled.
I do say, sir, you know that all forms of advanced tech are forbidden by the Dominion. Certainly, Gek such as yourself knows the rules of that we're all. What? I'm sorry. Who's in charge here? I don't. Who should I be looking at?
I will
The
violently
Spacefish.
point at Dr. Spacefish.
Oh, I see.
I'm
I
only
see.
translating her thoughts.
Like, I'll slightly push her forward.
Oh my gosh. Ah.
Hold on, I think I can do that. There we go.
Wait, I was pushed. Wait, I didn't see anything. I just Previvart.
You're looking the opposite direction, but it's fine.
Oh.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm talking about on my stream. Your icon's now
Oh.
in front of the group.
Ghost,
Okay.
I'm gonna need a animated short of him doing the little comedy bit there.
Pepivart's next on the list.
Right.
So
Anyway. Okay.
So as you
Like-
were pushed forward by Spider, you are familiar with this person. He looks for the most part just like he looked the last time you saw him, but he also looks completely different. He looks nothing like the sleek envoy of the mercenary guild that you remember. His scales are like worn and sort of dulled. His eyes are dimmed with age, but sharpened by like decades of forbidden scholarship. He seems a little bit more attuned than the Pepivart that you know. He wears like these old sort of robes stitched from trader garb. Looks like scavengered plating, frayed remnants of once regal envoy's mantle. The perpetual scent of dust and oxidized metal sort of just clings to him, like he's just dealing with garbage all day. His claws are ink-stained and calloused, evidence of long nights spent transcribing band text and decoding ancient data slates. A pair of cracked optics hang around his neck on a thin copper chain. It's not for vision, necessarily. They look like they're to see much further. His speech is almost theatrical, ceremonial.
How
He
does
seems a little
smell?
paranoid
Hmm. Actually,
as he's
should I
asking
make
you
a
these
roll for
questions.
that? Okay.
No, your passive perceptions are enough to see that he seems a little bit apprehensive after coming right out and calling you Spectral Vanguard.
Right.
This only starts to come out as Belt is asked about repairing tech.
Right. Okay. Fair. Pardon. We're not from around here, but you seem to be familiar with us, and even though your face is familiar, it's also not. I can't quite put it into words.
I could understand how that might be confusing for you. I must say that my enthusiasm got the better of me. My name is Elroy Pepperhart. It's a pleasure to meet you. I was told that you might be coming.
Ah. Well, hopefully
By
our
whom?
faces are welcome here.
Well, I
Though,
honestly can say that the faces that I see are not the faces I necessarily expected, but all are welcome in Pepperhart's Antiquities. Please look around. Let me know if you have any questions. It is late, but anything for a friendly face.
it's good to see you.
He just gives you a nod. Kind of goes back to looking through his papers, glancing up at you. Curious. Every now and then, as you start to disperse through his shop.
Did we already deliver the goods? Like,
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think we did.
okay.
You have them. You haven't given
no,
them
okay,
to
yeah.
Oh, we haven't? Oh, I thought we already did. Okay. We also have a package for you. Where should we drop it off?
A package.
Don't drop it off before he shows us his documents.
Document. You think he has documents for this package, really?
Well, I say
Well,
what
certainly Gek Express needs some kind of documents to give the package.
who's the sender of this package? I'm sorry.
He kind of reaches up to take the package from you. This package is a crate, so it's not just like a package. It's pretty significant.
Right. Trying to be discreet here. I'm forgetting names and I don't have my notes.
It was a Gek with cool glasses.
Texal was his name.
Texel, yeah.
No,
Texel.
no history check required because in real time it was just a little while ago. In
Yeah.
game time.
Yeah.
Tech. May I? And he reaches for the package.
I gently hand it over.
He takes it. There's some weight to it. He's an older Gek. He like pushes it over by his desk and undoes the latches. And he lifts it up. He sort of has this like questioning look on his face as he starts to reach through it. And then you see like suddenly it dawns on him and he closes it, latches it back up, and then moves it behind the counter.
Mm.
Thank you. I don't know how you came about this package, but I do appreciate you dropping it off. I've been waiting for this shipment of frozen fish for a few weeks.
I just kind of nod. If you don't mind, we're gonna look around and see what antiquities we can find.
Certainly. Let me know if you have any questions. Certainly.
Okay. And I walk around the store.
Say, Drew,
uh,
see if
hmm?
there's anything interesting that I might want to procure and/or pocket.
Don't make him mad. You
I'm a
might be
thief.
our like one first ally in this story.
I will be lookout.
Oh gosh.
I'm a pirate. What do you expect?
Oh goodness.
You're not the only
Beep, beep,
pirate
beep,
here.
beep, 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 beep,
Oh yeah,
Are
yeah.
you
beep,
broken?
beep,
Beep 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 beep.
beep, 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 whatever it.
I think Belt needs more vodka, everybody.
I think
I think somebody broke Belt.
he's trying to speak my Vaxbot language.
He says,
So as
please
Beep,
give me vodka.
beep, 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 Barret.
oh
Beep,
Pebavar
beep,
Pebavar.
beep, beep, beep,
It's from the game. I
beep,
didn't even make it up. It's so as you wander around his antiquity shop, it's pretty spacious. He also lives here, so like you can tell that like the loft area is kind of going up into his quarters. But down on
Right.
the main floor, you see these like very large bookcases just filled with old books. Lots and lots of old books around. A few like sort of knickknacks, like small statues, old ceremonial looking boxes, sort of like the size of a jewelry box, but not necessarily a jewelry box. A few
Mm.
larger statue type pieces as you walk through. Lots of like little, I don't want to call them knickknacks to undervalue them, but like as far as you're concerned, they don't seem to be anything that you recognize, but antiques.
Hmm.
Nice.
I'm gonna look through the books and see if I find anything. You never know. It could be.
Okay.
Would that be investigation?
If you're just looking, just you can just give me perception.
Ah, perception. Okay.
I should probably look at that screen though.
I
Mm.
just
I'm not perceiving much, it seems.
I mean, you see in some books.
Hmm.
But I mean, you are like as you walk through, you do notice the titles of the books. They're all in Gek. Do you speak Gek? I
Mm.
think you do, right?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I do.
You see like different titles related to, all the titles seem very positive about the Geks, almost like propaganda.
Mm. And it's all about Gex, huh?
hmm
I see.
I was so gonna
Nothing
make
useful.
Concordance
Okay,
roll a panic during this episode too. Man.
oh yeah, that would be great.
Hey, PB, do you want a drinking contest?
I'm sorry. Could you say that again? I didn't quite get. Did you say a drinking contest?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Well, that's not. I like to stick to my tea, but my brother, he runs the bar in town. I'm sure he can have something ready for you. They're up all night over there. It's just across the way, so.
Do you think of me that I am unworthy to be your drinking opponent?
Oof.
No, I just drink. I don't drink. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you win.
He's just like, no, I can see that's the point.
Another victory for the best deck of all. Do you have some cheese?
Jeez.
I do not. This is an antique store, not a deli.
That's not food.
Pickles?
Antique cheese, baby.
If the
Are you
pickles
hungry?
are if
You're
pickles
very
are very old, they can be antiquity. antique pickles.
Are you talking about sea pickles?
Uh, like
Like,
cucumbers in jars.
Sir, again, my brother has a inn across the way. They serve food. If you're hungry, you can certainly make your way over there. And
Then some kind of ornate helmet, maybe.
ornate helmet. I don't really specialize in museum pieces. It's more trade items and knickknacks, that sort of thing. Mostly educational, like the books, for example. We do a lot of supplying the schools in the area.
Oh. Some nursery rhymes.
Maybe there might be some children's books here somewhere. There's quite a lot if you care to peruse.
Oh, could you show them to me and my wax bot?
I mean, you're free to look through the stacks. There's a lot here. I don't keep track of it all, but please help yourself. Feel free to look. You and your Vaxbot. Which of these is your Vaxbot?
He's motioning to both Concordance and Thorn.
Wax bot performs better if you sing a nursery rhyme to it. Everybody knows that.
I have never heard of that before. I don't have a Vaxbot myself. I find the whole thing sour.
Incy spider, tall, and an armor.
on
Since
that,
he
I
says
agree
that-
with you, friend.
Since he says that, and I'm assuming somewhere near, I walk up to him and start feeling his forehead. And are you doing okay? Or do you require a vaccination?
Excuse me. Whose bot is this?
Alice
It's
comes
Dr.
over and
Space
just kind of like gently tugs Thorn away, like, okay, thank you for the assistance. That's great.
We don't often get many medical Vaxbots here, so it's great to see that you've repurposed this one, even though it seems to be in very poor condition.
I flash my smiling face at him.
And how do you do that, Thorn?
Tap the side of my head.
Bloop. You tap it, you're bling.
Wow, that's a fancy trick. You've been upgraded. I never would have guessed based on your current condition, but that is a fancy trick.
And you didn't even see how he can dispose of trash.
You know, if you're looking for upgrades, we have a shop in town here. The Sputtering Spark. It's in the market. It's closed now, but in the morning it'll be there if you're looking for any upgrades or any appendages, arms, and that sort of thing. But this one,
Certainly sounds
your bots are. He looks like he's been upgraded recently.
Looking at Concordance.
Oh, it's actually quite an old model.
Oh, he's in pristine condition, like he was kept in the box so recently. Anyway, let me know
We
if
are
there's anything I
collecting
can.
them.
Oh,
I see. He sort of like rolls his eyes as they blink.
anyway, if there's anything you need, just let me know.
And he kind of goes back to his papers, shuffling through.
Okay. Kind of curious now if he has anything for us to do. Pipivar, do you have any, I suppose, tasks that need completing in the near future?
I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry. Tasks. I mean, I'm not looking to hire anybody. It's just me. My daughter worked here for a period, but she's since gone to a better place. A better settlement. I'm sorry. She's
Okay.
elsewhere. Yes.
I was about to be very sad.
No, she's fine.
Okay.
The sprawl isn't for everyone. No,
Right.
I'm no tasks here.
I see.
Yes.
I suppose we
could
should go
be-
see your brother then.
You could
Yes.
send your message to your daughter, I guess.
I'm sorry.
And get mail service.
Oh no,
Oh, like
she comes and visits plenty. It's okay. I don't need any mail taken back and forth. How are things over there in Renomi Heart doing these days? They don't get much support. I'm sure you probably know that.
it was very rough. And quite a sudden trip to get here, but I'm hoping they're doing well. We actually rescued one of their kids. Got lost.
You rescued their kids.
Hmm.
I never knew.
Well, she was sleeping at that time.
She
Oh
was
no,
sleeping.
not she. Who was sleeping? Goldilocks was sleeping, right?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it was Concordance and Goldie. I think we're excuse me, we're both asleep.
I was there.
Well, that's interesting. I've never known any aristocrats to get their hands dirty, if I'm being perfectly frank.
Well,
We
Where did you
also
say
get
you're
the-
from again? I'm sorry. You don't seem familiar to me, and well, you certainly don't seem like you are from Renomi Heart. That's for sure.
you called us Spectral Vanguard when we came in. I thought you do. And then I turn off like the disguise.
As your appearance starts to shift into your traveler form, you just see like his eyes
Oh my god, that's an
get really,
alien.
really, really wide. And he says,
Jellyfish kind of just floats there, like kind of tilted, like. Eh?
Bloop, bloop,
bubbles.
bloop, bloop, bloop,
Blows
from the
both
water.
bubbles.
Are you a dreamer?
he just like waits, looking for your reply with like anticipation, old man anticipation, which is like,
I'm Alice,
Oh,
and I
Alice.
traveled far.
You've traveled so far and got so far.
But in the end,
Right.
it doesn't really matter.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah. We're
Are-
really not
are you-
from this part of the galaxy.
Are you from before?
Before
Or
Have we
from
traveled- time?
Are you from a time before?
And he's like, he gets this like weird glint in his eye that makes him seem a little bit crazed, almost like fanatical, as he's asking
Oh,
you and
dear.
like waiting for your replies. His eyes get like really, really wide.
I'm trying to
Is it
understand
the
what you
south?
mean by before.
Does
Have
the
we
been-
smell
The what?
change? Does his smell
Hmm.
change, Ghost?
What's that?
Does his smell
Uh,
change?
He is emitting an odor that would indicate that he is excited. Only
Oh.
really Belt can translate the emotion appropriately, can receive
Right.
and translate that emotion appropriately. It's just sort of like visceral excitement, like his whole being is enraptured by this idea of this
So it
time
seems
before.
Would we need to roll to see if it's a positive thing? Like if we were to answer him,
You could
and
roll
go,
insight.
Yeah, we're from then.
You can roll insight.
Okay.
I'm also gonna roll insight since I'm the one interacting with him.
Well,
you want
that's
to do
one
that?
way to call us old.
We heard was old, and that was it.
Yeah.
Old. Oh, he's an old man, but you're getting like this sense of boyish excitement. Like
Oh yeah.
his whole worldview is wrapped around this one idea, and he's asking you questions that could validate some of these thoughts that he has.
I think the stream is kinda off.
I kind of kneel in front of him, because now I'm in my taller traveler form, and I'm just like, Peppa
Mhm.
Varrett, what's going on here? We
You-
need answers. We need you back to Earth, please.
Earth.
Well, back to the planet, please.
Back to reality.
Oh, one second.
What?
Is Earth with a U?
Earth.
Is this Earth you're talking about with the same inside the same room as us?
All right, I'm back.
All right. So as
Back
you say this, he's like, do you know the name of this planet?
Sure. It is old Monomi Brakith Jort Stone Space Ball.
Spaceball.
Honestly,
He-
we crashed,
he-
so
He looks as Belt is saying all the gibberish. He just like looks at him and blinks, and then looks back at Alice. And he has this
honestly, we crash landed.
the
so-
smile is on his face still. He's like,
Well, let me be the first to welcome you to Balharak Prime. That's this
What?
planet.
I see,
Balharak Prime.
I see.
he
Oh.
starts like looking around, and he like grabs a book nearby and throws it open. It's old, full of dust. He lays it out in front of you, and he kind of shows you a map of the system, and it's just basically like one planet, one sun, and the gigantic Atlas interface that floats above it.
He's like, this here is us. This is Balharak Prime. Where do you come from?
From a giant hole in the space-time.
We came through a portal.
Yeah.
Portal.
following-
Interesting.
We were following the New Dominion. They had attacked our home.
The New Dominion.
He starts closes that book, sets it to the side. He goes over and grabs another book.
He says, the New Dominion, you said.
He starts
Mhm.
flipping through. It's like a history book.
He's like, do you know the Dominion?
Like the original Dominion, and not the new one?
Just the Dominion. Yeah,
Yeah, and he kind of turns the book and pushes it to you. It's all written in Gek, but it's a history book. And it
Right.
talks about the Gek dominance He's like,
Right.
and he just keeps
Okay,
pointing
this
to it,
is
and he's like,
familiar.
Yeah, so the Dominion, the first.
as he's saying these words, he's like nodding at you, prompting you to like,
You know the first.
Yes, the first, the Gek Prime.
I
What
make
was his
a
name?
predatory smile.
Yeah, because
What did you-
isn't Belt one of the first?
What was the name we gave to the other AI dude? What was his name?
Ajax?
Yeah, Ajax.
Yeah.
Ajax.
Ajax. I don't know what an Ajax is. No.
We
have-
we kind of named the AI Ajax, but we followed this old AI from the Dominion. He was from the old, but then he became part of the new. It was certainly interesting, but then, well, Ajax is in the void now. It's been a very fascinating ride.
The
Are
void.
we in the void
Ajax.
as well?
I don't know what the void is exactly, but I can tell you that there is no new Dominion. There has always been the Dominion.
But it's not called the New Dominion here. Just
Hmm.
the Dominion.
No. No, long ago, before a time anyone remembers,
and he starts kind of looking around. His voice gets a little lower.
some say the true creator left. But the gods landed. And they imbued the Dominion with power. And they enslaved everybody. The first,
Time for us to enslave them?
Well,
the first destroyed everything.
they did.
The first destroyed the Korvax, the Viking, the Sentinels, and the Gek.
And he closes the book. And he sets it to the side.
Tell me, who is Osprey?
Oh,
The
it's
AI.
His eyes get really narrow.
She's the AI of the
my
Spectre.
girlfriend.
And
This
we lost her. Is she here? Osprey?
And he once again looks, he's like,
You are agents of the first, are you?
The Vanguard.
all right, roll persuasion or
Spectral
deception.
Vanguard.
I mean, I know you're not allowed to
Uh,
do them, but
I know who needs to roll that.
I am terrible at persuasion. Oh my gosh. Okay.
whoever wants to be the one to convince him that you're not.
Damn.
Oh,
no.
well, that
Alright.
works.
No. Yeah.
Wow.
Like, I'm terrible with persuasion.
I'm not
Well, I
seeing
didn't
the,
roll. That was Belts.
Oh, that was Belt. Oh, yeah.
How do I get
All right, so Belt, how are you persuading him?
I forgot what was.
We're trying to tell him who Osprey was.
He just asked if you were agents of the first. Are you like members of the Dominion?
No, we're not. But I was stuck on who Osprey was.
What Astraeus used to say? Woo?
Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh.
Alright,
So-
let's just make our battle cry.
So well, I'm
Three,
saying here, since everybody's kind of
two,
ducked out of their pretend purple persons.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
gonna go
Mhm.
ahead and I'm gonna stop being a vac spot for a minute and kind of look over at him and be like, "No, we are not part of the Dominion."
He just like
We
stops in his
professor
tracks.
just said,
Uh,
He looks over at he slowly looks over at Thorn and he says,
Are you are you uh are you sentient?
Well, that all
it
depends on what you
is
mean by sentient.
questionable.
That is questionable.
Still a very philosophical question, I'm afraid.
Extraordinary. Okay, come with me.
and he walks over to his door and flips the sign, says closed, locks it, goes into
Okay.
his bookshelf that's behind his desk, and there's a door. It's a hidden door, but it's not really well hidden. It's not like a fancy hidden door. Creaks it open. There's stairs downstairs. He motions for you to go downstairs.
Okay.
I take up the rear.
Is that- Is everybody
I'm
going?
going first, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm-
and
I'm
then
gonna wait.
I'm
I'm gonna
in-
wait until he goes in and go in behind him.
And
As you all walk
I'm
down,
in
he
the
takes.
melody.
As you all walk by him, he's like looking at each of you very carefully, and then he looks extra closely at Goldie, who's just an owl, not on screen for those of you watching. He looks at him like
Extraordinary.
he looks at Spider and is still in his suit of armor, assuming he's a Vaxbot.
Wow.
And as you all get downstairs, he closes the door behind you, and you walk downstairs into this large, sort of bunkerish kind of area, just filled with all kinds of. It's like a whole other level of junk, but this stuff seems to be more tech-based. There's still books, but there's relics. Some of these you recognize. You see statues of the Atlas. You see the Golden Gek statues. You see some of the statues of actual spaceships from the game. You see little relics of that could have been tied to your own galaxy, things that are familiar to you from in-game, as well as tomes from around. And as you come into the main room, he's carrying his package that you delivered, his case. And he sets it down and he opens it up and he pushes all the frozen fish to the side, and underneath he picks out a tome. And he brushes it off and he sets it on the shelf. And he said,
This is how I found out who you were.
and he pulls out this small device. It's handheld. It looks like it could be like a portable cell phone size. Has a red screen, and it's text-based.
He said, a few days ago, this came alive and started to talk to me.
And you can see on the screen it says, "Hello, Spectral Vanguard. Did you miss me?" Question mark.
It's
Osprey! Yes, I missed you. I missed
Now,
your sass.
I haven't been able to talk to Osprey too much, but I thought she may have been a Korvax that escaped, which I didn't know was possible. But now that I see your Korvax, I'm thinking that it is.
I bring out my
So I
tablet,
suppose-
excited, and I start.
Which I didn't know was possible. But now that I see he's like, "What? This device, as I understand it, was used to analyze historical sites a long time ago. It's a relic I got also from Tech Saul. He sends me things. I usually pay him handsomely for it, but it would be an honor if you took this." And he hands it to you.
Osprey. Okay. I'm happy. Osprey's alive. She's alive.
He's like, "It doesn't have much communication ability, but you can type words into it,
Okay.
and communicate that way. All text-based. But that's how I knew that you were coming."
Mm.
So I look at Peppervar and ask him, it's like, so you are aware of the Gek, the Korvax, and things like that, but do you know anything of the autophage?
I'm sorry, I don't. I can't say that I do. What's an autophage?
I am an autophage.
Autophages are
so-
Korvax that separated from the Great Convergence to become more individual. They're
The
supposed.
convergence.
Yes, the
So how
most
did you
Korvax
escape
are
the
still-
convergence?
Hive mind.
I don't think we did.
It's
think
more
we-
like the convergence was destroyed.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
were destroyed.
Yeah,
and
it was.
Destroy.
we figured out how to get bodies back.
Interesting. The convergence is very much still here. Controlled and suppressed. It's my theory that that is where all the Korvax are. That their essence are trapped in the convergence, trying to get out. And that the apex, and he points to the sky, is suppressing them solely to keep them in servitude.
That's a
Do you
lot of
have
souls.
any
Who is this
information?
Apex again?
All right, one at a time, one at a time. I know you
Okay.
all have questions.
Yes.
I have questions too.
Well, my question is, when you said these new gods come in, do you have any information on those gods?
Not a whole lot, unfortunately.
Do you
The
know of the
apex.
boom?
The boom, like the
boom?
sound boom.
I just say I'm just fucking around at this point. Spider is completely lost as to the significance of.
Any of this, really, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, true.
At this point, I'm just literally listening to you guys.
I feel bad because I'm
full
getting the
time, man.
lore wrong. I'm getting the lore wrong. You're right. I'm getting the lore wrong. I watched your videos, Ghost. I got
Well,
the lore wrong.
No, you're
Spider
doing
is
fine
just-
because he doesn't. So like out of game, like
Mm,
it's not that you're getting the lore wrong. It's
okay.
his understanding of what you're saying isn't correct.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Okay.
Here's the thing, Peppervar. I know that technology is banned here, but we have crashed here, and we need to return to where we came from. We need help.
Crashed. Interesting. Well, I'm not very tech savvy myself, but I do know quite a few people. I've been trying to start somewhat of a rebellion myself, with varying degrees of success. People tend to think I'm sort of a kook. with my ideas, but I feel like your presence here is proof that I am right. Eldon will be excited to know that I'm not crazy. He's been saying it for
You're definitely
years.
not crazy.
Is that your brother?
Yes, my brother. So you asked about the gods. The Apex is the god
Yes.
of this world. He who rests in the interface prime above. But there are glimpses into another reality.
He takes a statue from the wall, and he holds it up, and he hands it to Spider. And he says,
You see here, the coloring is wrong. Our interface is yellow, but this is red.
The Atlas.
The false god.
The false
"By
god,
the way,
yes. But
I don't.
the creator of our universe. Nonetheless.
he's still holding it out to Spider.
Grab it, Spider.
He's just holding it.
Spider will gracefully, even with sleight of hand, finessefully take this from this individual's fingers. Would you like me to do sleight of hand to make it graceful?
If you'd like, sure. But you're
Alright.
saying you touch it.
Yeah.
I'm just
It's
joking.
never good when a DM asks that.
Hey.
So
Would
you
like me
very.
to spit on it first? No.
It's up to you, man. As you take it from him, ever so gracefully, as it turns out, you swoop it from his hands before he even realizes that it's gone. And as you do so, you stare at it. And in an instant, you see white and red, a flash. And I need you to roll 1d6.
Oh. Maybe yes.
And you rolled a 2.
2 points of damage.
Did I have it in
So as you-
incognito tabs?
What's that?
Never mind. It was a crude joke.
As you get this flash, this white then red, suddenly you find yourself in an Atlas interface from the game. Not this is more of a memory. You have this sense that you're in the Atlas interface, standing, floating in the position that the Atlas would be looking out into the landing pads. Dirty, not dirty. What's up? As you're floating there, you notice that it's worn down. You feel this gravity, this pressure. You suddenly hear this automated voice that says, "Partial data packet, text audio hybrid detected. Ajax origin log accessing. AI-CNS-00000001-A Ajax. Initialized to oversee stability during collapse. Directive override. Assume control. Recalibrate all local simulations. Nullify Atlas code fragments. Initiate Genesis protocol." And as this happens, you start to see the interface itself, the walls, crumble in, crunch in as if it's imploding. Each panel flies off, down towards you, towards your point of view, until the entire interface just crumbles upon itself. And a flash brings you back to where you are. Pepivart says, "You're still in your armor, right?"
Yes. While making
He's like,
eye contact with him, I'm going to hand this tablet off to Dr. Spacefish,
Oh gosh, I get this
and
statue next.
I'm going to give the body language of this is more of your problem than it is my problem. And I'm just gonna give her.
To be clear,
give
this
them
was
a-
happening. This is all in your mind's eye. This flash. What you're
Oh.
holding is actually just a statue of the Atlas from the game. It's red. Pepivart was saying, "Look at this. Notice how the coloring is all wrong." As you took it and had this little weird flash.
Okay, well, correction. I'll give a slight cough and nonchalantly hand this off to Dr. Spacefish.
You got to get a hit of this.
Oh,
Right.
great. Okay. All right. I touched the
Are you
statue,
gonna-
I suppose. Am I rolling the d6?
Yeah, roll a d6.
Okay. All right. Here
I'm
we
going
go.
to Can I do an insight check on this NPC?
Yes. You're 4 as you take the statue. You notice it's actually a little heftier than you thought it would be.
Hmm.
You're in. Sorry, hold on. You rolled a 12. So as he's looking at you and talking about the coloring of it, and he hands it to you, he's like, kind of honestly talking about it. He's excited about the object itself, but you don't get the sense that he has any ulterior motive or anything like that. He seems like genuinely excited to show you his knickknacks that are down in his bunker.
Okay. Do I see it? What do I see? I'm curious now. Okay. Do I see? No.
You notice. Oh, cool. I've seen this. This is just like the ones that you've seen back in your own world, the same coloring, same everything. He seems very excited that the colors are different, though.
Yeah. Let's. Oh. I want to look for a certain statue figurine. Is there one of Nada here somewhere?
To do a perception check.
Oh, I want to find Nada. Hold on. Ah.
You don't see any objects that look like Nada. You don't really see any other bobbleheads or anything like that at all. Figures that you would recognize.
Aw, that would have been fun. Okay.
So while they're doing that, I look to Peppervart and I'm like, so wait, you're saying here, these things like this are colored yellow?
Well, these things, there's the thing, the big one in the sky. Surely you've seen it. The interface prime. That's where the apex exists. I wouldn't say lives, but that's where it commands this reality.
They already had
So
an
I'm told.
interface. With this much control, are they trying to take over the galaxy? I look up towards
I don't.
the ceiling.
He's just
Not
talking
just
about
this one planet. All of them. Is that their plan?
Oh. Alice,
Well,
you
it's
said
just a
your name
big
was
atlas.
Dr. Spacefish. There is no galaxy to take over.
But that's where we
They
came
have
from.
it. This is
There's
This is
more
it.
than this. There's more than this, though.
there is
Hundreds
not.
of worlds, thousands.
He looks
We-
kind of excited, but look at grabs a couple other things off the shelf. He has like a small a fragment of a harmonic brain. He's like,
Oh.
Things like this occasionally appear, and they're not anything that we recognize.
He hands it
They,
to you.
they are not unknown to us.
Like,
Harmonic
it seems
brain.
very much like Sentinel tech, but never has there been a Sentinel that would have that tech. We have the big walkie ones and the small flyy ones.
Do you have more of
that's it.
these?
No, that's actually that cost me quite a bit to procure. Actually,
He grabs a few
Oh.
other little items. Nothing too crazy. There's like, trade items that you recognize from your galaxy that don't exist. Little small bits of tech. He has like bits of living ship tech, which are like kind of slimy and gross. It's like
this. Like, what is this?
What is he showing me?
It's
Living ship.
it looks just like dangly bits. They're like like living ship components are all
Oh.
visceral in appearance.
Oh, yeah.
He's flapping it around.
It's
dear.
biomechanical. What would even
Yes.
have this?
He sets it down.
Okay. He's probably moved on to the next thing now.
He's just showing you objects at random that seem like everyday things that you've encountered in the game, but they're just very exciting to him. And he says,
They're remnants of another reality. These items don't exist
Belong here.
on our plane. It's very exciting.
I reach into my pockets and I give Peebe, I will call him Peebe. I give him 1 bottle of Pilgrim's tonic.
Oh,
So
thank you, friend. What is this exactly?
It is
That-
the elixir of divine power in our plane.
happiness.
I
He
just give
he
you an
uncorks it.
impressed look, just like
He smells it.
Oh boy,
it's
this
pretty
smells
strong.
like alcohol.
He corks
It is.
Thank you though.
And he sets it on his shelf.
Is that made with
am I-
pilgrim berry?
Have that kind over here.
So am I wearing my medallion, my Atlas medallion?
It's up to you. You have it.
I walk up to him and I show him the Atlas medallion and I go, where we're from, this is what it looks like.
He sort of, if you're wearing it, he just kind of pulls it close, brings up his little glasses that are on his neck, even though they're not for nearsighted, and it gets very close. He's like,
Impressive.
I wonder what I have on me. What
There's
do I have?
an underlying energy to this that I've never seen before. How much would you like for this? I will buy it off you. I can give you 10 gold.
It's not for sale.
Ah. Well, come back when it is.
I may.
Let me see. I've got a couple of books.
But where we're from, these things are common. This is of a living ship. I show you the
what is
biomechanical.
what is a living ship?
A flying transport.
Like we have Sentinel robots that fly ships. We don't.
Give a finger guns to Thorn as a, hey, maybe this isn't the greatest idea to give information to. I don't know if that's way too.
Are you saying that, or are you finger gun?
I'm finger gunning Thorn and
Oh, you turned your mic
completely
on. There you go.
diverting the conversation of living ships, because I believe that it is overly stimulating and confusing this
Overstimulating.
NPC.
Well, and I'll player to player, I'm more concerned about the Atlas because as a former enforcer of the Atlas, I'm
Mm.
not very. I don't like him.
Right.
Pretty anti-Atlas. So I'm trying to figure out. I mean, honestly, I'll just let you know. I'm trying to figure out how I can get up there and blow that yellow one out of the sky. And if they would like that.
I mean,
I mean, I'm on the same page as you, but I'm all on the
lay low.
let's not give information we don't have to away.
Right.
Like,
Brain.
do we really want to tell this backwater dude that there's a way to get the fuck out of here?
I mean, he can spread the
Or-
information. He's part of a rebel group.
Yeah, if he's got information on how we can get our ships back in order, that would be awesome.
It would be amazing. This dude's
As
our
you all
ticket.
are standing there shooting finger guns and looking at one another, he says, still holding the necklace that's attached to it, he says,
This is referenced in all kinds of artifacts that I've collected. The old one that spoke not with orders but intent, that shapes etched in the fabrics of existence, this diamond, just like the interface. But it used glyphs and relics and stone, not just these artifacts. Verses from a holy book of sorts that was never meant to be read. That's why I collect all these relics. They're proof that there's more to this existence than what we've been shown.
And what would you do if you had proof?
Well, I don't know. I suppose it could help fuel a rebellion.
Wait a minute.
We, lowborn Gek, live off scraps. Some rise to higher station. But the only hope any of us ever have to become the first is through the chain. You may not know what that is, but it's a religion that we have. This idea of perpetual life, that once your time here is done and you pass on, you are reborn again. Those of us who are lowborn hope to one day be reborn as one of the first. But I will tell you this, it is a lie. There are no firsts born anymore. They are grown, they are cloned, and that's it. It's a lie. They tell us to keep us on track to doing the things that they want. And if I had proof, then maybe it would be enough to spark a rebellion. But until that time
Rebellion.
comes, I'm just a crazy old hoot.
Guys, I might have the proof he needs.
I've got the Tome of the Atlas.
I've got the Codex of Creation, so it's like, wait a minute.
I have the Shroud of Torah.
Wait, what did you have, Thorn? I'm gonna read the thing. Hold on.
I have the
Alright,
Rubik's of
fine.
Cube.
One of
Rubik's
the
Cube.
Codex of the Atlas.
Yeah.
I have of Simon.
The thing I have is it's got spells in it though. I'm not sure I want to give this to him.
Wait, wasn't
actually
that
has-
the book that the guy that incurred it, didn't he steal that book from you and take back off, and that's why we followed him through the void?
No. I don't have that book. That was the other
Okay.
book. He still
I was-
has that book.
Tome
that
of the
has me scared.
Dominion.
Tome of the
Yeah.
Dominion. Yeah. Yeah. That's their book.
You know what?
that we were trying
Since
to.
we're talking to a guy that sells books, you might ask about that book.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Um, but I don't know. What's yours? Saying its description, Thorn.
I'm looking for it. Hang on. Let me see if
Okay.
I
Okay.
can find it. From some candle.
You might be able to post it in the chat.
Oh yes, that would be useful. Yeah, let me post mine to chat. Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay. Canon of the Atlas.
How do I do that?
Alright. Oh no, we don't want to give him this. Oh gosh.
Well, to read.
Hey,
I'm not
hey,
letting go of
that's
it.
not a way to be a fucking teammate. Come
Hmm?
on now.
I'm gonna give it
I'm
away.
sorry. I'm just like the guy that had this book was kind of crazy.
That is true.
It was kind of crazy. Anyway,
It's not like I have bardic inspiration.
that's true. Hold on. This is the one I've got. I'm gonna send it to the chat.
I don't know how to send the Canon of the Atlas to the chat.
But I
You
will
did. You did.
say
I've
above
got it.
above
Okay.
table, Thorn and Belt have my full support. Same thing as Goldie. Alice, good luck. Please don't kill us.
I will do my best.
This is a tome of ancient knowledge bound in simmering metallic scales that pulses faintly with energy. The page is seemingly woven. That reminds me, I need to make journal for Group C. Tuned to the Atlas can be fully comprehended.
So while
All
he's
right,
doing
so
that, what I wanted to ask him if
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I want to ask Peppervar if you were able to start that rebellion, what would that rebellion's goal be? For, for both the Dominion and the Apex?
I would like to use I like to use my Ear of Deceit, and I'm going to choose this creature as my target. So, Ear of Deceit. At,
Oh.
at third level, you develop a talent for picking out lies whenever you make a insight check to determine whenever a creature is lying. Treat a roll of 7 or lower on a d20 as an 8. So I'd like to see if he is actually genuine or not. Now let me see here. For Eye of Deceit,
There we go.
well, that's just the feature, but pretty much, uh, so insight.
Ooh.
I will.
Hmm. Okay.
So that's awesome. I'm going to um, give him a dagger, and I will extend out my hands with the dagger in it, and I will say, with this dagger, I give to you a friendship born of freedom and blood. May you take this dagger and earn your right to claim your own freedom. May you. It's just a regular dagger. So I'm pretty much just trying to give him confidence to take up literal arms, as in this arm, in his to light the fire of war for his own needs and wants, for the good of his intentions. I'm not trying to deceive him. Okay. I'm not trying to deceive him.
So Alice brings out a book called the Codex of Creation, and hands it to him. Would this be proof? It's a book about the Atlas. The red one, not the yellow one. It doesn't say. It just says ancient knowledge bound in shimmering metallic scales. Yeah, no, it's hold on. Has a collection of spells of the power of Atlas. I'm assuming it's written in glyphs because it's a book about the Atlas. Yeah. Yeah. Just know that the Atlas is not a god. It's powerful, but also scared. It's
I
end.
huff. I huff. Ah, he is not a god.
It's not a god, but it's certainly powerful. And well, all travelers go on a journey to discover who the Atlas is. It's a long one, and it's a long tale. But the Atlas is why we're also here. So, in some part, without the Atlas, we would also not be here for the journey.
Out of game? That sounds. Sorry.
Hmm.
Low key out of game? That sounds kind of fucked.
Well, kind of. It is
Sorry.
Hey,
a.
do we sorry, Ghost, do we know the name of the guy who destroyed the spectral lounge and took Alice's book? What was his name again?
Oh yeah. What was the?
What was it? A Toonie.
Yeah,
He's demanding.
that guy. The guy I
I
tried to crash my ship into.
yeah, I would. Hey, Alice, you might say that there's a book that could help but it was stolen by Yutuni, and does he know anything about that?
Well, honestly, we were just trying to keep the book away from these guys. Unfortunately, we failed. We don't know what they're doing with that book. Because this book is about the Atlas, but that one was about the New Dominion and their thing. The Book of the New Dominion. Anyway,
It
the
had spells in
Dominion.
it too, though, right?
Hmm.
It had spells in it too, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well,
What are these nodes like?
Well,
no. That would be interesting. Tell me, what do these nodes look like? Purple, you
so
say?
would as you can imagine, Pepper Barrett, we are, because of the disguises that we had on, our presence here needs to be kept hush hush. But would it help your revolution if, say, there were a group of people willing to help you in destroying these nodes and turning back the
Uh-oh. Too much attention. Yeah.
Your mission would be over before it begun.
So how would we approach these nodes discreetly without them following, per se?
Well,
We dig underground.
let me put some feelers out. Give me a day or so to find a location for you.
is
I
there
don't-
someone where is there somewhere we can hide out during that time?
Well, you're welcome to stay in the bunker, but my brother runs the Splintered Peak across the way here. He has rooms. He has an inn, food, drink, anything that you need.
Okay,
I do warn you,
I'm gonna
though,
put
that-
my disguise back on.
The Onyx Vigil does frequent that establishment. Eldon always has his ear to the ground when it comes to happenings around the sprawl, so
So we have to
If you
be
wanted
careful
to
what
stay
we say
in.
here. Yeah.
yes. I trust my brother with my life. But I can't say the same for the company that he keeps.
Fair enough. What say you, Spectral Vanguard?
But
What do
give
you
me-
want to do?
Give me time with the book, and give me time to get you a location.
It would be much appreciated, Vanguard. Thank you.
As I
Of
see
course.
it, I need to find the apex and say that I propose him a duel of drinking. If
You're gonna
it
propose
loses,
drinking a drinking contest with the AI in the space.
yes.
Yes.
Nice.
I mean,
Only one of you is made out of vodka, both in and out of game.
Well, shall we go
If
find
it
us
loses,
a place to?
then it self-destroys. How about
I mean,
that?
I imagine any electronic that had anything ionized would be destroyed. Yes.
Well,
Uh,
I'll walk you over there. I assume you don't have any gold or silver or anything like that.
Let me check.
I don't. No,
Do I
I
want
just
some
have
units?
units.
I have 15
Oh.
gold from something.
Anything like that.
Let me check. Thing?
You don't want to
I
use
got some
units
gold
here.
somehow.
No, I do
That will
have
draw
69 gold.
attention.
So
Golden
too
unit.
rich.
You may have had some gold from one of the other quests. I don't remember if they may have paid you
Yeah.
some. I don't remember.
Oh, I think I have 3. I have 3 gold.
Well,
7
How'd I get
that'll get
so
you
many?
that'll get you some food and drink, but I'll walk you over and Eldon will put you up for the night, but after that you'll have to pay.
Find shelter.
Find
Yeah,
some way to
okay.
make. Now there's
Make money.
barracks here as well. You can visit the overseer's office. Don't worry. Velsik Mar, the overseer's never here. His deputy, Varek, usually is here in his stead. You can stay in the barracks. You can stay at the inn. Barracks are cheaper. The inn is a little nicer. But my brother will put you up for the night. I'll walk you over and then we can figure out what their next move is.
Sounds good.
All right. So as
So I
you
go back into beep boop evac
I'm
spot
gonna put my
mode.
disguise back on before we get out.
okay, he's gonna take the codex and he's gonna put it on his desk down in the bunker. You notice on his desk he's got a lot of paper, unbound paper and ink. He transcribes down there. He starts walking you back up the stairs to the bunker. Opens up his door just a little. Looks. Opens up the rest of the way as he lets you all out. And you make your way to the door, one by one. I don't remember. I think Goldie has it. I think Goldie has a suit of armor. I think that's how he was hiding, right?
I believe so. I know I usually use armor as a
Disguise, yeah.
disguise. Yeah. I'm not
you,
sure.
You
if
never got out of your armor.
Goldie does. No, I typically don't, except when I'm in privacy. I don't even think that most. Well, I know the party knows that I am flesh.
That's how you
But I
get a
think-
cool nickname.
Right. A fleshy light.
Yeah.
Fleshy light.
God. Oh my god.
So as you make your way, he leads you out the front door. It's nighttime. A lot of music coming out of the building across the path which is where the splintered beak, you see a sign it looks like the Gek insignia broken in two. As he walks in, he's like,
I must remind you just to be on your best behavior in here.
Beep, boo.
as you open the door, you notice that every building of this, oh, geez, of course it doesn't let me, hold on one second. It's confused about who I am. It won't let me change the scene. As you notice that all the buildings here are made of like, almost like repurposed, scavenged metal. There's small amounts of electricity that you see in the lights, just like emergency light levels. You see a mix of lighting and flame. But as you walk into the splintered beak, I know it's empty here on screen. There are actually people here. You see all kinds, an assortment of Geks. All of their vac spots are all kind of lined up against the wall, just sitting there waiting, motionless, sort of in a state of rust. Behind the bar, you see a Gek very similar looking to Pepavaret, wearing a little bit of different kind of clothing. Sort of like a blue vest over a blue shirt. Being very social with everybody, kind of walking through, like working the room, being like, hey, how you doing? You know, yada, yada, yada. He clocks his brother and he kind of waves him over. He's eyeballing you all as you walk in. You make your way to the corner of the bar where there's a space. It's not packed by any means, but you do see a Vy'keen in the corner, sitting at the corner seat of the bar. A few Geks sitting at the table, eating dinner. And he says, "Hey, Elroy, how you doing? What brings you in so late? Aren't you usually in bed by now?" And he says,
Well, I have some people that I want you to meet. This is the Spectral Vanguard.
and he says,
Oh, the Spectral Vanguard, of course. Of course they are. How you doing, Spectral Vanguard? It's great to see you. I'm Eldon,
Side of my
by the way.
face where I tap the side of my face and make my big smiley face glow.
I will shift.
Oh,
an
that's a
easily-
nice trick.
I like that, Thorn. I'll shift and easily and make sure we haven't grabbed unwanted attention. As
Yeah,
I,
that's
kind of hold on to my bolt caster.
you
He
might
says,
not want to say that
if you
name
wanna-
out loud.
You can put the vac spots up against the wall there. There's charging ports if you need them. Just, you know, we're all in an energy crisis, so just, you know, if you need to, go ahead and charge. You can hit them on the wall there. There's plenty of seats here at the bar if you want. There's a table in the corner if you're hungry. Elroy, what's going on? You're never up this late. And he says,
Well, the group that I told you about, this is them. They need a place to stay tonight. Do you think you can put them up?
he's like, of course. You want something for free, you always do. Sure. For my big brother, I'll put up your friends for the night, but tomorrow they pay. All right? For tonight and tomorrow. I'll give him the night, though. Deal? He looks at Alice and Belt. Gosh, who
I
looks
nod.
like just you two, right? Just Alex and just
Yeah.
Alice and Belt,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, Allison about pretty much.
How much does
Why
it
do you have so many vac spots? Like there's two of you. Like are you somebody special or? It's okay. There's charging ports in some of the rooms. They don't all work. I'm working on it, you know. You want some food? Can I get you anything?
What do you have for food here?
Oh, we got, you know,
Actually,
fish. There's lots of fish.
Yay.
can I get
What'd
a
you say, Belt?
discount Can I get a discount if I win a drinking contest against you?
Oh my goodness.
No,
has their
because
job.
that's not how this whole thing works. You buy, I give it to you. You don't
drink and I drink and then I give you more stuff. That's ludicrous.
Alcohol
Do you
also
want some
costs
food,
money,
though?
so yeah. Anyway,
I mean,
yes,
I'm happy.
some food would be
If
great.
you want to drink yourself into a stupor, then I'm happy to give you whatever you need.
That's
You guys
Totally
got
fine.
gold?
I've got some gold. How much for 2 servings of food?
2 servings of food. Interesting. Well, I got a special called the First Feast.
Hmm.
It's actually a pretty good deal. 5 gold. Serves about 6, but the portions are kind of small.
Ah. Okay, well that sounds like a good deal then. I hand him like 5 gold.
Great.
How
Takes
much
5
for
gold
the
from
night?
you. How much for the night for the room? Well, like I said, you don't need to pay until tomorrow, but it's going for about 10 gold a night. The barracks down the way goes for 3, if you prefer that. It's open bay, 16-person bay barracks, but they're cheaper. You want to stay here, it's 10 gold a night.
Gotcha. What kind of people go by the barracks? Mostly.
Well, this is a trade outpost, so use
Mm,
your imagination.
gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for the hospitality. We will certainly work on getting that gold for you tomorrow. For now, thank you
Yeah, of course.
again for the food.
No, certainly.
Much
Here you go. And he pulls out two electric keys. They're magnetic keys, I should say. He gives one to you and he gives one to Belt. He's like, again, there's only one charging port. I think both of those rooms probably have a charging port for your bots, if you'd like. But I got Elroy. I got him. If you want to go back to sitting in your basement, you're good. I'll take care of your friends. Come by tomorrow. We'll talk. Okay. And he's like,
Well, yes, of course. Vanguard. I look forward to seeing you all in the morning. I'll be right here. We can make a plan.
and he exits.
I nod.
So, Ghost,
Okay.
while they're doing that over there, I'm going to go over by the other vac spots. I'm assuming that they would have some sort of med kit or something on each of the vac spots.
Not necessarily. You can search though if you want to do a perception check.
Yeah, I'm looking for a syringe and something that makes people go sleepy. What do I need to do? with that?
Chloroform?
Okay.
You know, any kind of painkiller that in good quantity would make them go sleepy.
Nappy time spray.
Yes.
I mean, you could do a perception check to see what you could see on those vac spots.
Okay. Perception.
That must be special.
Normal, right?
I'm trying to think of how to get you food, Spider, while we're here, because you're still in your armor.
Not only that, like, I'm just trying to think, will alien food be okay for me?
Oh, also true. Oh wait, I have a spell for that.
What
Nice.
food conversion?
No, purify food and drink.
23.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
that might work.
Neil deGrasse Tyson
Right?
has a
Said-
whole theory about whether or not alien life could eat food from another planet, which is really interesting. For the sakes of our game, yeah, you can eat food just fine, unless it's
I got a
poison for everybody.
Do you
23.
watch
I got-
Star Talk too?
What's that?
Do you watch Star Talk as well?
Sometimes he's on a few podcasts that I listen to. He also just wrote a book that was pretty interesting.
Oh?
It's a couple years old
Are
now.
there any of the Onyx guys?
It's a couple years old
Are
now.
there any
for your 23 for perception, there's quite a few bots there. There's nothing that appears like, as Pepivard said, like a medical bot is kind of rare. But there are a lot of bots holding packs for people. So in those packs, they look like they could be carrying some more robust items or larger bags. One in particular is holding a relatively large sack for their owner. A lot of the patrons put their vac spots in the corner, put their personal items on their vac spots, and then go to their tables. So,
And I'm assuming that being a vac spot, we're mostly ignored in that corner.
yeah, most of these vac spots are, aside from just being drones, they're powered down anyway. They're charging.
Could I rifle through their packs and see if anything good's in there?
If you want to give me a sleight of hand, sure. Gosh, I keep getting notifications that I'm reconnecting.
Yeah, me too. I get those.
You have disconnected and reconnected from Twitch a few times,
It's messed up,
but
man.
you have been consistent with YouTube.
That's weird.
Like,
It's really weird.
this is like your at least 8th time reconnecting to Twitch.
Fun. Cool.
If anybody asks, I am as much away from Thorn as possible.
Right.
Okay.
Like,
You just hear somebody from the corner yell, "Hey! Whose vac spot's running into my bot?"
So I stand up and beep boop, like I'm confused.
Uh-oh.
Bump into him one time and then walk off to the other corner.
You see a short, stocky Gek sort of get up and waddle over there and start looking through their bag. And then looking at you. as you're
Apologies, he still has some repairs that need to be done.
But take him to the sputtering spark.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Get that thing fixed. It's gonna ruin all my goods.
They would just waddle back to the
Right.
table, sit down, giving you the stink eye.
Oops.
Oh, did you lose me?
No,
Hmm?
you're there.
Nah, you're here.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't do it very good as far as rifling through their goodies. Okay.
Nah. More like you barely got away with it.
When all else fails, act stupid.
Yes.
So there
Just
is a
need to shake it.
there is an Onyx Vigil sitting at the corner seat of the bar, on the opposite corner of where your group is converged, where your the two of you, Belt and Alice, are sitting.
Mm-hmm. Does he seem to be
Drinking?
looking our way? Yeah, or
No,
okay.
he is just drinking his drink, looking
Okay.
miserable.
I am-
Miserable, eh? Oh.
Wait, do we already have our food?
You have your
And
food.
stuff.
Actually, Alice, you have the
Yeah.
food in your inventory.
Okay, good.
Okay. Is it on a plate or something?
Yeah, the fruit is out in front of you. It's sort of on a large platter, and you have two smaller plates in front of
Okay,
you.
I
You can
pick
pick
up
and choose.
the platter and kinda walk up to the Onyx Vigil guy.
No, that's presumptuous. That was
Oh.
Alice's food.
And is there another chair or something?
Yeah, there's chairs all around it.
Okay,
Oh,
I
goodness,
sit
okay.
down and kind of like look straight at him with wide open eyes and say, "Oh my apex, a real Onyx Vigil?
Oh, dear.
Wow."
Okay.
So I just want to say at this point that in the beginning, when it was just me, Fargrim, and oh no, you were there too, Belt, but me, Onyx, me, Fargrim, and Ghost, we were talking about everybody's job, and I'm like, well, Alice has got to protect the AI, and then Belt is going to make friends while we're trying to escape, and then my job is to almost die every episode. So the only thing we have left at this point, Alice got Osprey, Belt's making friends. I just got to almost die now for this to be a complete episode.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I already gave finger gun, so yes, for canonically accurate.
Oh, it's a Viking dude. Okay.
That
So as you walk up to this
that
so as to Keen, he just sort of looks at you, sit down, looks back to his drink, starts sipping, looking straight ahead. You hear him say,
Well, what do you want?
How heroic people like you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a real herc, aren't I?
Oh. Can you tell me about your stuff that you do? I will give
Yeah.
you my drink.
I'm just trying to enjoy myself here. How do you not know who I am? I'm the damn deputy overseer. You don't know who I am? Did you not come through my
Oh.
office when you got here?
Oh,
Lowborns.
I am not from this particular city.
Well, you registered when you came through, didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
deception check.
Oh gosh. Belts, if you get us caught, first thing it'd be sad.
Deception.
Deceive. Please.
there we
It
go.
teetered on that force. You see it as he's saying it. He reaches down on his hip. You notice this large neutron cannon.
Or
Oh gosh.
you do look familiar to me. I'm off duty anyway.
Goes back, takes a sip of his drink.
What do I do with my heroic day? I sign in fuckers like you. That's what.
Drinks his drink, sets it down, looks at you, grabs your drink,
Thanks.
starts drinking again, puts it down.
Wow, that's so great. I want to be like you, sir.
I'm trying to like discreetly message Belt to get back over to the table.
Well, you can't be like me, can you? Because you're you and I'm me. Right?
But what
Your
if
life is
I were
privilege,
you and
lowborn.
you were you as well, but somebody else was not themselves, but was me. And
What the
me,
fuck are
as
you
I
even talking
already
about?
said,
I'm confused too now. Oh
oh,
goodness.
you
I
didn't
am
hear
too.
me well, right?
I don't even
Okay, I
know
will
who I
repeat.
am now.
So I said, if I were you and you were yourself as well, but somebody else was me, and I, as I already said, was you,
He raises his hand to the
then
bartender.
perhaps.
Come here. Get this one out of here before I throw him in holding. Clearly had too much to drink.
No, I mean he's okay. He just got here. He's from
You know what? I hear he's from across the bay. That's what I hear. He's from, the cold across the
Probably a
bay.
good time to go to our room.
Yes, I'm gonna like go like walk across, just grab Belt. Don't even say anything. Just grab him and like walk away. So sorry. He has indeed had too much to drink. Okay,
He slams his
appreciate.
fist as you walk away. He slams.
So sorry. He has indeed had too much.
As you walk away, he
Rattles the bar and he says, "Bring him by my office tomorrow. I want to have a conversation with the two of you. Leave your butts."
Of course.
Wow,
All right
that
then.
sounds like a dream. I'm going to be in his office,
Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
and then I leave.
There's a holding cell in my office.
I'm just sadly shaking my head like, oh gosh, okay. What are we getting into?
So I head up to the room.
All right, so everyone has made
yeah.
their way to the room at this point.
Yeah, let's just go to the room. I'm
Goldie and
just gonna.
Yeah.
Goldie and Concordance follow you up as well.
Ah, yes.
So as you walk into the room, they're nice rooms. They're, adjoining, which is super nice. They share a door internally. They're not super spacious, but they're plenty of room to fit, the 6 of you in there. As you walk in, you see that there's a table, like a desk, small lamp, excuse me. A single bed, like a full-size bed, not big enough for more than one person. You'd see that there's like cots and bedrolls in the room as well. Nice enough. You have your food with you because it's in your inventory, but also because
Inventory,
nobody
yeah.
ate it.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, just
Pass some to Fargrim.
yeah, pretty much.
So as you're sitting in your room, eating, what's your plan? You came into this whole thing with the mission of trying to fix your ship, right? And now what you've learned along the way, what's your way forward?
Well,
Well,
tomorrow
definitely I
I'm going
wanna.
to acquire some data.
Okay.
You're gonna acquire data.
Make sure Dr. Spacefish is thoroughly wet. He's fluid. And we don't give out the information to NPCs that we shouldn't give out.
Right. Belt, we're supposed to
But-
be like
But mostly the
incognito
first
here.
part. But mostly the first part.
Yeah,
We're
well,
secret agents
alright.
ever.
Yeah.
But how are we supposed to gather some information if we don't talk?
Well, right now we've got set up to where tomorrow we go see Pepavaret, and hopefully he'll have some information on the node and
Right.
translate the book a little bit. So
But first we need to see the overseer because now he's mad that we didn't see him first. So,
Well, we can
Great.
split up.
but overall
Yeah.
plan, I suppose,
Yeah.
get this rebellion rolling.
yeah, we don't have to see him necessarily. Because if we
Well,
get
if
the
we don't,
information
then
where
we
the
get
node is, we
suspicion
can
thrown
get-
on us.
We've already done that.
Yeah,
no
very
shit.
terribly. Yeah.
Didn't I
think we
give
should-
one of the NPCs a knife to help inspire
Pepavaret.
him?
Mhm.
Pepavaret.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
And the reason and Fargrim, for your Pepavaret is in our universe too. That's why we were sharing a little bit too much information.
So above table, I had literally no idea what the fuck we were talking about for the past 2 hours besides blah 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 information,
So-
blah blah blah
okay.
NPC, blah blah
I-
blah.
I'll
You shouldn't
catch you
give
up.
this
I'll
Please
I'll
do,
catch you
but
up after
You
stream.
mean you
Uh,
haven't gone
both-
back and
both
watched
Spider and I are.
you haven't gone back and
slightly
watched
confused.
the endless hours of season 2?
Yeah. No, we kind of know Pepavaret, sort of.
Oh, if through your discussion, I would hope so. I mean, Spider's just like, okay, yeah.
Well, and Spider
He's
wouldn't know
telling you
Pepavaret,
everything.
right?
No.
No.
No, no, he
And,
didn't join us until after Pepper Barrett.
And the Pepivard that you all know is not this guy.
Slightly
Yeah.
different, yeah.
Yeah. More hardy, more willing to take risks.
I will say I do have to call it here.
Yeah,
We're
I
all
think
going to
it'd be
call
a
it
good
here.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
yeah,
I'm more confused than ever,
I'm sorry.
but I'm happy to be here to make sure
The re-
no one died or we gave the wrong information.
If it's
We
That's
need to
true.
give him a lore dump.
one way
Yeah,
that
I'll
Literally lore dump. Like
yeah,
the whole dump trunk backed up, and I was just like, "Oh no!" Then all the gravel came down.
We can't enter here
Lord.
because
So I
the
guess
storm didn't have a single hit.
do I need to charge? Is that how I work?
You
Do I
need
need
you
to
just
charge?
sleep, it's
damage.
fine. There's a Bargrim, there's a forum called the Stacks on the Discord. If you go into there's
Oh,
one
did you
that
update
has-
all of it?
I didn't update all of it, but it's at least got to the Rift. So you guys have met Pepivart and ignored him a couple of times already by that time. So
Poor guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
it might be a little more digestible than watching endless hours of live streams.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, thank you, Ghost. Now I can actually like, besides Pepivari sounding like some sort of either porn star or spice that I never heard of, it's a pretty cool NPC name.
Yeah.
Peppivari.
Oh, that was actually from the game.
Really?
Yeah, like the name of the NPC was Pepivart.
Envoy Pepivart. And his name is
How do you
Elroy Pepivart.
pronounce
And
it,
'cause
so
I'm
easily?
creative.
Elroy. Almost envoyish.
Hey, small little nod to Old Lapiki. For those of you, which I don't think
Hey.
is updated in the thing. You remember the
No.
Old Lapiki?
The mystery of Old Lipiki.
Yeah, do you remember who died in Old Lapiki?
The
Wasn't it the
Atlas
brother?
Doctor.
Yeah, it's the bartender.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
gotcha.
Who
It
died?
doesn't really mean anything, but that's same guy.
Same guy. All right.
Unless you tell him that, like, hey, you're dead where I come from.
No,
Stop.
no, that would be traumatic. Let's not do that.
Stop telling everyone everything. Who sent me
Yes.
that?
That's
Grandma,
Fargrim.
never heard of her.
All right, everybody. Listen, thanks for hanging in there. I'm glad that we got some lore dumping done today. Thanks for everyone who were here and engaged in the lots of talking about lots of lore. I've been excited for you guys to get here since we started. All right.
Do I
Anybody
get
have any alibis?
experience
Any
winning
closing
this,
words?
Close the way?
As I'm settling in for the night, I'm gonna talk to Osprey and continue working on my coding for my tablet.
Okay.
I'm going to
Uh,
sharpen my knives and think about destroying the yellow atlas.
All right. Now, so you have Osprey on that little device. I'll put it in your inventory.
Okay.
The limits of communication with Osprey are solely a feature of the communication limits of that device.
Right.
So, do with that what you will.
Okay.
All right.
Peppivari. Sorry, weird name. Anyway.
It is a weird name, indeed. The only reason why we can say it as much is because we've been talking to him for a while now.
Mhm.
Yes.
I had to keep looking back every time we referenced him in something to be like, what the hell was that guy's name?
Dude,
I still don't remember the guy's name in the freighter chair that I attacked and killed. What was his name?
That was one of the
You mean
council
the
members.
chair. Is that
Oh,
the
no, this
chair
was-
that you did the half a swivel in?
No, this was a different freighter.
That's
Thomas.
Fargrim,
Bye.
Promise.
Sorry, Grim.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye-bye,
Night.
everyone.
Bye.
And
And I'll see you tonight.